And then one other really quick tip that we haven't tried yet, but we have found that I think actually is a really cool idea, is when you say that is texting is really cool, right? And so text your host and copy and paste the Facebook link in the text. So not only are you sending maybe a red stamp, like if I'm sending Jody an invite to the Facebook party, to my party, because I'm the host, she's the guest, I'm gonna send her a text with the Facebook link in it, because I want it to be easy for her to click right into that link, go into Facebook and say join. So she's gonna go directly into Facebook from her text and say, oh yeah, sure, whatever, Jill's invited me to this. So make sure you're using every avenue to help your host invite tons of people. Let's talk about, okay, so we talked about the length and we talked about setting it up in the hostess. Kind of moving along here, how many times do you post? I know that you both kind of have different experiences, so Katie, do you want to share a little bit about maybe what you've done and what you're kind of transitioning into?
I started out with posting 3 to 4 times a day, usually around noon on my lunch break, and then I try to get something in around 3, and then maybe around 6, and then around 8 after my son went to bed. I was finding that it was working, but it was a little stressful, trying to remember when to post or not really having the time at work to get to it. So Jody actually does it this way, and I've kind of gotten into that as well, where I'll post maybe on my lunch break, but go ahead and post like 2 or 3 things at a time, and then in the evening post either 2 or 3 things at a time. So I'm not spreading it across the day, I'm just kind of getting it out there when I can, and it just makes it easier when you kind of group them together.
And when are you, how often, this was really interesting because I didn't know what Jody, how often she posts. It's really interesting to hear this.
Okay. Yeah, so I don't know, I do things because I think some things are annoying, like 8 million notifications. So I like to post all of them all at one time, and then yes, they'll get a ding ding ding, you know, for like 20 minutes. But then they
too, but they buy.
They can take the time, you know, if I post at 8 o'clock in the morning and I post out 4 posts, they can take 10 minutes later and read everything that I already wrote. So it's not like all day they're having to go back and forth. And then I typically post like 3 different countries or products, so I'd like say Jordan, the US, and then the Philippines, and then I'll post one non-country, like just general traits of hope things. So maybe it's join my team, host a party, like my Facebook page, maybe about gifts of hope or the distribution center, you know, so just kind of give them general traits of hope information and not just our product.
So when I asked her that, I was like, I was kind of following her Facebook page, and I was trying to kind of, you know, follow it. And I was added to some of her parties after because I didn't want to be there during them. And I thought she was posting 3 or 4 posts a day. She's posting Thailand, United States, and like Guatemala at the same time. So there's 3 or 4 like right at that 8 o'clock hour. And it's like that's what she can. Yeah, and so that I didn't know that. I thought she was still posting 3 or 4 posts a day throughout the day. She's finding that block time helps. And think about it, when you get on, would you read that like that, or would you like be wanting lots of notifications? Maybe you wouldn't, so you can tweak it to what you want, but we found that this has been successful.
And then one other thing that I do, if I'm gonna have a Facebook party, I might as well have 2 or 3 at the same time. Mm-hmm. So you can go back to your old parties, and then I have every picture, all my pictures saved by the post. But you can go in, I open several different Facebook tabs for each of my parties, and I literally am posting about the US, and I post, and then I'll switch it, and next we're doing the Philippines, but it stays, like when you're looking it up in your computer, it stays on those pictures, so I just quickly do all of them. So yes, it takes me, a little bit of a while, but it's convenient, and then it's easy, and every party, you know, gets the same thing, but
and also, you're probably wondering, like, where is she getting her stuff? Cool, can I come to one of her parties, right? And I want to, you know, and there's a script in the back office. We're going to try to provide more, you know, to that platform as much as we can. I want to sneak in real quick. Katie, last January after retreat, after she shared, we all kind of like hunkered down and went with her. And I said, when did you find time to do this? And this is what she said. She probably doesn't even know. I was like crying on the phone.
About what?
You work from like,
Yeah.
when did you find time
Okay.
to build your scripts and find your pictures?
So,
What did you do?
I have an hour lunch break. I would go to a coffee shop 2 minutes from my office. I would spend the entire hour making my posts. I would sometimes eat, sometimes not eat. We actually called it the World Changer Diet because I did lose weight. But,
Well, then there we have it. Mike, drop the mic.
but I knew that I needed to get it all done and quickly and as easy as possible that I can, post when I can and have things readily available. And I pretty much just took what Katie Runella had invited me to a Facebook party, and I took what caught my eye and went with that. And so I kind of made scripts out of her post, but kind of tweaked it to my own. And I like to really focus on the product because that's what catches people's eye, especially if they've never heard of Tricks of Hope. Like that's what's going to get them in. If you post, a really long story, even though it means a lot to you about an artisan group, they might just pass over it. They, need something to catch their eye, get them in, and then, speak about the artisan group, maybe in like the bottom of, after you mention the products and have pretty pictures of the products, then maybe bring in the artisan groups. But yeah, so I would do them on my lunch break to just kind of worked my butt off, I'm not gonna lie. I would wake up early, I would start writing in my notebook, work through my lunch breaks, and then anytime we were in the car going to dinner with my husband, I was on my phone working on it. I think for the first 2 months after I joined, I was nonstop on any time I had.
Yeah.
And then once you kind of get it down and you start having the parties, you can literally just copy and paste from your past parties and upload the pictures. So you work your butt off, it makes it a lot easier.
Yeah. And I wanted you to hear that because sometimes, we want it like right at our fingertips and we try to give it at your fingertips. And then I heard that she did this for 2 months, breakfast, lunch, supper, in the car, every minute. She was emailing the scripts to her email so she could copy and paste it easier. So she was filing them and saving them. And I was like, wow. Find what works for you. What's interesting about the two though, she has longer posts actually. So it's interesting that now that I'm like thinking about that. So she does have longer posts in her post about the country. Katie actually is a little bit shorter in some of her posts too, so you can find what works for you on that. Real quick, do you play, Jody, do you play games on your Facebook page, like in your Facebook parties? Sorry.
I wouldn't say I play a real, I guess it's not a game, but I think we're all busy. So I don't, if I go to another Facebook party, I don't play games. So I try to do very simple, like I love the this or that, because then I will take, like if everybody says, I love the glory necklace, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna post about the glory necklace because everybody loves the glory necklace. So it's a good one to get feedback and kind of build your party based on that. And then some days I'll just take some style boards and ask them, what their favorite is. And then recently Facebook came out with those polls you can create. The one downfall, it only has 10, but sometimes I'll just post and say, we represent 16 different countries. If you could, which of these 16 would you want to visit? And so it's interesting to see different people's opinions.
So Katie, how do you thank them? So like if somebody buys something, then how do you thank them and what does that look like in your party?
I actually post a thank you post for every single order that comes in. I tag the person who made the purchase. I post pictures. Once I thank them, I almost kind of make it like it's its own Facebook party post. I actually mention the product, or if it's more than one product, I'll focus on one product and talk about how it's affecting this specific artisan group. So instead of just saying, hey, thank you, I touch on it because that's when people are looking, oh, those earrings are really pretty, and then I have that extra little info, and they're like, oh, well, that's amazing.
And finishing up here, Jody, how are you in constant communication with your hostess? And this is really key and a really big part of it. So,
I think Erica touched on it yesterday, but I do text my hostess for every order. So I will tell her specifically, this is what they ordered, this is how much it was, and this is where your current party total is. So it keeps us in contact almost every day. They'll even share like, oh, I love my sister, like whatever. So you just get to like talk back and forth a lot more. And then they always know, you know, hey, if you get, you know, $20 more, we're gonna get you to the next level. So it's constantly trying to, you know, communicate with them. And I do tag the hostess in each post, and I only tag the guests then, like Katie said, like if they order. But then I think hopefully people see it more if the hostess is tagged in each of the posts.
So every time she posts, each of the times she's tagging the hostess as well. And that is bringing that hostess back into the reminder of hosting a party. And I actually, the key thing that I don't know if you got this, she texts the hostess, she's in constant communication with the hostess, just like if you're in the home. So like Erin said, I walk in, I'm all about the hostess, right? I'm complimenting her. That's what Jody's doing when she's texting her. Hey, your party's doing amazing. You're at 500 right now. I know you can get to the next level. Here's where you're at. So-and-so just ordered. And so it's in constant communication with that hostess and building her party. So we hope that gives you a couple of, is there any last one that we missed? We were trying to write as many little teeny tiny ones down as we could.
I'll do, I think for Facebook parties real quick that it's actually more important to thank your customers and follow up with them because they don't have that personal connection with you. They didn't meet you. So whether you send them a thank you card or you email them or Facebook message or whatever, it is important to follow up and talk with them. And then I just want to like point out, they're not all successful. So you know, I see so many people post and they're like, oh my gosh, nobody ordered, like my Facebook party is awful. When I say I will do like 3 in a week, in 1 week I had $2,000 Facebook party, $900, $200. So, and I posted exactly the same thing. Exactly the same thing in all 3. So, you know, some, and I've had nobody order and 1 person order, you know, so it is hard.
I don't know if this is everyone's cup of tea, but what I do is every single person that purchases from my Facebook parties, I friend request them on Facebook. I mean, I do look at their profile, make sure they're not like freaky or scary. But I do friend request them. I've become really good friends with some of my customers. I feel like they know me more on a personal level instead of just someone trying to sell them something, like throwing something in their face with a bunch of exclamation points. That's another thing. Don't overuse exclamation points. It's my pet peeve. Like, talk to people like you would talk to them at an in-home party. Like, you're not yelling at them.
And just to wrap it up, I can't thank these two enough. They're amazing, so give them a round of applause for